Our ability to set boundaries with others has everything to do with how we feel about ourselves. If you don't know how to set boundaries with people, it's not as simple as just, here, let me give you a checklist and here's what you say, here's how you respond to different situations. If you have difficulty setting boundaries, it's because there are holes in your foundation, holes in your self-esteem, in your self-love, in your self-respect that need healing so that you can speak from that place of knowing. If we have difficulty setting boundaries, it's because we likely learned the opposite. And if you came from a family where there was dysfunction, abuse, if you learned how to be codependent, you learned you were responsible for other people's happiness. And you learned that it was not safe for you to be you. It wasn't safe or acceptable for you to speak your truth and to discover who you were or to say no. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to do some tapping to help shift and bring to the surface those feelings and that self-esteem that needs your love and nurturing so that we can begin to heal it, feel it, and release it. So what we'll do is a call and response. And if I say anything in this tapping that isn't true for you, please insert something that does accurately reflect your experience. If you're brand new to tapping and wondering what on earth I'm talking about, that's okay. Just follow along, tap where I tap, and repeat what I say. Also check out, I have a book on tapping and an online course and other resources on my channel. So please check those out, and there will be information for all of that below the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I have trouble setting boundaries, I have trouble speaking my truth, I choose to love myself anyway. Even though it is so hard for me to get the words out. I have trouble speaking up. I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Tapping through the points. I learned it was not okay to set boundaries. I learned growing up that if I spoke my mind, it was quickly met with pain. Oftentimes, this pain took the form of abandonment. It took the form of criticism. It took the form of being ostracized from the family. I learned that I better not speak up. I learned that I better not say no. I learned a very important and painful lesson. I learned from my caretakers the following. You can't have me and have you too. So I had a choice to make. Get the love and approval I wanted, and sacrifice myself, and abandon myself. Or continue honoring myself and not get the love that I needed. And this is the conditions of my upbringing. This is how it started. I feel like I have to explain myself to everyone. I so willingly give more information than I need. This is part of that training I learned growing up. I couldn't have boundaries. So I learned to have my boundaries wide open. I learned I was responsible for other people's happiness. I learned it was my job to take care of them. I learned I had to make sure they were happy. Even if it meant abandoning myself. Even if it all came at the expense of myself. And now I do this so easily. Without even noticing. This is my training. This is my old programming. And I don't want it anymore. I don't want to be a doormat anymore. I want to be able to stand up. And to not be so afraid. To speak without my voice shaking. To not be afraid of displeasing somebody else. This is what I'm moving into now. This is what I'm healing right now. I am letting go of all of that old programming. By beginning with believing in myself. By knowing that I have the right to speak my mind. That I don't need to have everybody like me. It's really okay if everybody doesn't like me. It's okay if everybody doesn't approve of me. Because I don't need them to. That's the old stuff, the old way. And I am dropping that right now. I am dropping this old stuff like a ton of bricks. I approve of myself. I give myself the permission to set boundaries. I have the confidence in myself and in what I believe. Because I like and even love myself. And I like my mind. And I am confident speaking up. And I can choose who I open up to. I choose how much I open up and when. And I make sure that that aligns with what is good for me. I am no longer that open book. I am not that doormat anymore. I am strong and I am powerful. I make decisions based on what is honoring and respectful to myself. And this is a way of showing that I love myself. This is how I respect myself. I speak my truth with confidence. I speak from a place of knowing. And I believe in myself. And I absolutely love myself. Okay, take a deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Good, good, good. Sometimes it takes time. It takes a number of days. It takes a matter of weeks. Or it takes coming back and revisiting a topic to help clear it out. This is really deep. It runs deep. It runs into childhood. And if we can address that root of our self-esteem and our self-confidence, that we're worthy of self-respect, that we are worthy of standing up and standing strong, that we don't need other people's approval. And that's how you can set boundaries. So keep working on it. It takes time and a lot of courage. Big hug. Thank you so much for doing this healing work on yourself. And I will see you in the next video.